Breakouts provide the largest moves in the stock market, thus the opportunity for active traders to make the most amount of money. Today, we are going to build a scanner in ThinkorSwim that finds stocks before they break out. If we can find a way to consistently identify pre-breakout stocks, we can make a lot of money in this game. We're going to go about this by considering two factors. The first is price action. This one's pretty obvious. Is the current price approaching a recent resistance level? The second, and maybe less obvious, but maybe even more important, is going to be volume. Is there increasing buying pressure behind the move towards resistance that gives it a higher likelihood chance of the stock breaking out with heavy follow through? To accomplish this, we are going to have to use some custom code. If you become at all interested in custom ThinkorSwim code throughout this video, head on over to my website. It'll be linked in the description down below, and check out some of the free codes that I offer over there. Before we hop on over into the scan tab, I just want to show you the custom study that I utilize to identify price action in my breakouts, just so you can visualize the idea. What this study is going to do is it's going to plot a line on our chart at the highest high value over the last 20 bars. If I go ahead and run this study, you now see this cyan colored line on your chart, and you can see here that at the breakout on this stock we are looking at, when we break above this highest high level, obviously identified by this candle here where my hand drawn line was earlier, once we break above that, that is now considered obviously a price action breakout. So now in the scan tab within ThinkorSwim, I'm going to come to add a filter. We are going to add a study filter, and we're going to hop into the pencil icon of said study filter and into the ThinkScript editor. And we're going to build out that same idea that we are looking for, should I say, the highest high value out of the last 20 bars offset by 1. Now, I want to return stocks that the current price action is approaching this level. Remember, the whole point of this scanner is that we are looking for stocks just before they break out. So we don't want to be above this level yet, but we want to be close to it. To do that, we are going to build out the percent difference equation, which isn't necessarily a difficult equation. It is new value minus original value, all divided by original value and then multiplied by 100, of course, to make it a percent. So in our instance here for that equation, our highest high out of the last 20 is going to be our original value that we want to compare the new value against. The new value, of course, being current price. In ThinkorSwim, current price is represented by close. If the bar is currently open, close also represents the current price, just how it works in ThinkorSwim. So remember, new value minus original value. Let's go ahead and wrap this whole equation in parentheses so that the whole thing is divided once again by our original value, highest high out of the last 20, offset by 1. Let's go ahead and wrap this entire equation in parentheses so that the entire thing can be turned into a percent number by multiplying it by 100. And now what we need to do is we need to give a value to this, right? How close do we want the current price to be far away from the highest high value out of the last 20 bars? I'm going to start by default, and we can adjust this as we work through this scanner. I'm going to start by default saying I want to be within 0.5%. So I'm going to say is greater than negative 0.5, I believe is how I would do that. I've not built this yet, if you can't tell. I'm sort of live working this with you all here in the video. So a beauty of building scanners is you get to run the scanner and you get a list of results. So let's see if these results are working as expected. The first stock is, the first stock is GPUs. If we go look at GPUs, okay, this current price is currently way above. Oh, you know what it's doing? I know what it's doing. Wait, no, I don't. Oh, Of course, I know what it's doing. Any stock that is currently breaking out is also greater than less than 5% away from its highs, right? So we also need to do another check. Let's go and copy and paste in that same formula. And is what will we do, like less than 0% above? So if now I go ahead and try, let's see the kind of results we get. Okay, now we're only getting a list of 36. That looks better. The first stock on the list is PBF, and here we go. Okay, PBF is just about at its current local high value. Sorry, I know you can't see. We are just about at its current local high value. We are within that 1%, but not yet over. That was the part of the code I was missing here. We were looking, of course, at any stock that was either within 0.5% or any greater. That's why we were seeing those huge breakouts. So now we have it working as expected, it seems. Remember the second condition I said we were going to scan for in our pre-breakout scanner that we're building today is volume. I want to see that the volume is increasing candle over candle leading into this breakout. That is going to give validity to the move. Those are the kind of breakouts that have a higher percentage chance, definitely still not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed, unfortunately, in this game of active stock trading, but having that increasing volume gives a higher chance for breakout continuation. So very simply to do so, we are going to add another study filter back within the pencil icon of said filter into the ThinkScript editor. We are going to simply say that the volume of today's candle is greater than the volume of yesterday's candle, doing so by offsetting our volume data by 1. Now, this is going to be a little bit awkward as I'm running the scanner at 12:30 during the day. What I would recommend you do is you would run a scanner like this right at the end of day, or really any time after market close on the day, preparing your watch list for tomorrow. Obviously, by the end of the day, stocks have traded all their volume, so you should see a few more stocks on this list. Right now in the middle of the day, I actually only see one company on the list. It is BTU. Go ahead and load up BTU. We can see we are very, very quickly approaching that highest high value out of the last 20 bars, which is this candle here, represented by the cyan line on our chart. And we are getting increasing volume into this level. So I can see this highest high value is 1366, currently trading at 1364. And you can see the volume of today greater than the volume of yesterday, building up and towards that. That is something you would very much like to be aware of. You can now come into the intraday of this chart and you can be taking an eye on, okay, look, I know we're sort of making a high of day intraday today, but we have that local high at 1366, which is resistance on the daily chart. I have my wrong drawing tool turned on. 1366 is the daily chart resistance. So if we can break through that, might be very interested in taking a breakout trade on this thing. So there are now multiple ways you can take this scanner and apply it to your own trading strategies. You can use it as a swing trading scanner, sort of the example that I said, run it after the market closes today to build your watch list for stocks you are thinking may break out tomorrow. Or you can use it as a day trading scanner. As I just did with BTU, you can sort of see where the daily resistance is, and the scanner lets you know that we are approaching that daily resistance on building volume. Then you could hop down into an intraday chart and look for breakout day trades. And you can also look for breakout day trades by switching the time frame of the study filters themselves. So right now, and by default, when you create a study filter in ThinkorSwim, they draw data based off of the daily time frame. So you notice when I created this simple study function here, volume greater than volume of yesterday, I didn't have to specifically denote which time frame of volume I was looking at. ThinkorSwim makes this really easy by setting sort of a global time frame on the study filter itself. So if I wanted to look at instead that the current 5-minute candle is greater than the previous 5-minute candle, I could switch my time frame there down to 5 minutes. And let's also take a look at the current price being within 0.5% of the highest high value out of the last 20 bars on the 5-minute chart rather than the daily. Let's see if we get any results here. Okay, we get 18 results. Nice. First stock, MLCO. Let's go and take a look at this thing. We have, okay, nice. We've got a chopping stock here right at high of day. This is probably something a breakout trader would be very interested in. This stock has formed a very nice base of resistance throughout sort of the lunch hour here. And if we were to break above this now, potentially you would get some heavy follow through. This is something that, once again, as a breakout trader, you should, whether you're interested in this specific trade or not, you should be interested in having a scanner that is providing you with setups such as the one we just looked at. I hope you find the information in this video useful, and more than that, I hope it shows you the power of custom ThinkorSwim coding. If it did, if it sparked your interest in that, check out my website, daytradingstrategies.net. Once again, as mentioned earlier in this video, I have a handful of free codes you can go check out. If you enjoy those free codes, if you would like to have access to over 150 more, click on the sign up button and get signed up today for just one low price. You will get access to all 150 plus of those codes. You can either sign up monthly or annually. Of course, obviously with the annual plan, you're going to save yourself some money. And more importantly, you get access to a Discord server full of people that are utilizing ThinkorSwim codes. So you all can hop in there and talk about what's working best for you. I have my website set up as a subscription service, as I am always adding and updating the codes on the site, because there's no such thing as a strategy that always works. The market is an ever-changing environment. That is why I set up my service the way I did, so that we can always be staying on top of that ever-changing environment. Anyway, if you are interested in custom ThinkorSwim codes, check out the website linked in the description down below this video. At least go read the reviews, check it out, decide for yourself if it's something that can help accelerate your trading journey. And if you did learn something in this video, please hit the like button. If you would like to continue learning, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. With all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.